Welcome back to another MovieReviewsToGo.com. My name is Henry, and I'm continuing on my James Bond series today with the movie From Russia with Love. Now in this movie we star Sean Connery, and it's directed by Terrence Howard, who also directed the Dr. No, the first one. And we get introduced to James Bond again and a new mission. In this one I thought it was kind of interesting. One of the women from the first James Bond movie is actually in the beginning of this one with him again, his girlfriend, which I've never seen in the other James Bond movies, that a reoccurring woman has kind of been there again in the next movie type thing. Like, it just seems like if you're a Bond girl, you're in one movie. She was in the beginning again. That was kind of interesting. This one, we are introduced to the organization Spectre, who is looking to get their hands on a Russian decoder. This Russian decoder is very important to them, and they want to get it and basically try to create a plan where they get the Secret Service or the British government to come help them steal this, thinking that they're going to get it for themselves, and then they'll take it from them. But they want that to happen because they want the Russians to point fingers at someone, or they need someone to blame so that it doesn't come back to Spectre, because they're trying to keep this secret organization secret. The British government is aware of this plan. They basically want this decoder, but they are going to play along with the villain's plan just so that they can get their hands on. So what do? They send their best agent, James Bond. In the movie, James Bond goes to Istanbul, where this decoder is located at a Russian embassy, and he gets the help of a local businessman who's also, has his fingers in every little thing there. With that friendship, they basically find a way to get to this decoder, knowing that the Russians are watching their every move, knowing that at any moment they can try and get this from them. The movie itself, the story itself, I guess, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's just another spy movie where James Bond has to come in and save the day. One of the things I didn't like about the movie, though, is how slow the movie moves. There's parts in the movie that just kind of drags on, and I think they were going for like the style or the class and the look and so on, but there were things I just didn't feel like needed to be in the movie. There was a scene where they meet up with these gypsies that are gonna basically protect James Bond for the night because the hotel he's staying at may not be safe enough. But what happened there was like pointless. They could have just said, "Yeah, let's go stay with these gypsies," and then cut or fade to the next day and we're done. Because really, what happened there was like, I don't know. Maybe it was integral for the story as far as like the Russians and these gypsies and everything, but I didn't think it was necessary. The other thing I didn't like, and this is with the first two Bond girls now in the first two movies, that the Bond girl, I didn't really care for her acting. She wasn't believable when she was being all emotional, and it just felt like overacting. It didn't feel real, or I don't know. She was very weak. She was a pretty girl, and that's probably why she got the part. A lot of the fighting is still not as great as what it gets later on into the series with James Bond, but it was sufficient. The villain, or the henchman in this one, there's always a henchman. The henchman in this movie is played by Robert Shaw. He was, he looked good. He looked the part, I thought. That's one thing. His part, though, was underutilized. He didn't say much. Not many of the henchmen do, but it was just underused, I thought. When it came down to the part of him like actually fighting James Bond, it was it wasn't as exciting. In the beginning they introduce him first, actually. That's how the movie starts. And he goes and he kills someone that has a James Bond mask on, because obviously that's going to be his target. They try to portray how evil the guy is, just to kind of like, here, we've got our number one killer here. I don't know. You're going to have to see and tell me what you think, especially when it gets to the part where he actually fights James Bond. Interesting enough, it was actually this role that got him the part in Jaws. If you have seen Jaws, he plays the drunk captain that goes out with the main character to hunt the shark. So there you go, little trivia there. Robert Shaw is a henchman. He looked the part, but I didn't think it worked that well. So overall, for me, the movie is a fun movie because it's James Bond, but it's not one of my favorite of the series. Some of the older or the more recent actors, James Bond actors, will say that this is their favorite James Bond movie for some reason. I didn't find it. In fact, of all of the James Bond, this is probably one of the weakest ones for me. Every time I go through all the James Bond movies, which is every year, this is the one I don't really look forward to watching every time, but I still do, and I skip some stuff. But you know, why don't you let me know what you think of the James Bond? I'm always curious to know what people think of these movies that I'm reviewing, because it helps me see if we're all on the same page. So let me know if you like James Bond. Let me know if you didn't, or this one. Either way, if you like this review, give me a thumbs up. I want to know if what I'm giving you is enough information to want to see it if you haven't. Also, if you're new, please subscribe. I like getting new people that I can reach and show my thoughts with. Next week, we're going to do another James Bond movie. Again, every Sunday, we'll do another James Bond. I will add some other movies. I'm not just going to do James Bond on Sundays, but for now, that's what I want to do. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to try and put out my new release stuff so that you guys can have something to look at before you go watch a movie. If you've been watching my channel, you'll see there's some podcasts that we're doing. I post those. They're on iTunes, SoundCloud, and also here on this channel. Thanks again for coming. I really enjoy you guys being here, and I hope that you guys are all watching movies, because I know that I am.